Hello and blessings. Um, Had a really nice workout today. Today was chest and tricep and abs, and it was cool. I wanted to test myself and see where my strength level is at. I'm doing more of hypertrophy training, I'll say. Um, Between 8 to 12 reps a lot of the times on what I'm doing, which I usually start off with incline, flat, decline, and then I do cable flies, both incline, flat, and decline, triceps, and then my abs. But it was cool because I just kind of want to see where I was at. So I did 5x5s today on my incline at 205 pounds, and that went well with 5-minute rest in between. And then on my flat, I was doing 215, but on my last set, I did 225 for 5x5s. And again, that went well. And then my decline, I just did decline. I'm actually kind of keeping, more in the hypertrophy sort of range, just because on that under sort of muscle, I'm trying to kind of grow that a little bit, just so I don't have, the I guess saggier sort of tissue under there or whatever. But regardless, and then I was doing like 185, and I did 4 sets of 8. Well, my last set, because I was by myself, I did like 6. Just because then I have a spotter and I don't want that falling on my neck. So that was good, and yeah, did my morning walk, did my morning breathing exercises, affirmations, things like that, and yeah, really good. So my one meal a day, I am going to do here. I've been eating around 2 or 3 o'clock in the day, and just gonna have bunch of beef that I seared up the other day, some bone broth, and I'll either scramble some eggs or throw some eggs into like the soup, kind of make like a soup, throw in a little bit of some hot sauce, and that's been going well. And I've been kind of having lemon water, just to get a little bit of extra vitamin C and stuff like that. But just being kind of strict on that. I will mention that I am doing a couple other things, and to some people it definitely might seem counterproductive to health and things like that. But I have, in the last like a week or so, I have incorporated American Spirit cigarettes. I know it sounds bad. Just because I want nicotine, but where I'm at, they don't have nicotine gum. And I do, from all the research that's coming out and from what's been told, that nicotine doesn't elicit or help with testosterone production, some other things. There are some benefits to nicotine, especially when it's just pure. I know that smoking is not the best way to do it. At this point, where I'm at with my cardiovascular endurance and all that sort of stuff, it's good, and I use it in a particular way to help with that. So, again, judge me for sure, but at the same time, I'm just trying to incorporate some other things that I can bring about other sort of stuff in for positive benefits. Not looking to make a habit of it or anything like that. And American Spirits are, 100% tobacco. At least that's what they say. But what are the regulations? So I'm going to trust that. And so I do want to be honest and open with that. I will say too that I am doing, which has become very, I think, popular, I guess is the word I would say right now. Semen retention. And I think that definitely has its merits, for sure. I think especially now that I'm older. It's a little bit easier to do. I'm 42, so that's an easier thing to do as I get older, just because when we're younger as men, you know, our lust is very much a real thing, and that's across the board. I think that's for human beings, which I think is very important, regardless of religious beliefs or anything like that. I think it is important to really keep in control and suppress those desires for lots of reasons. I can maybe go into that on another sort of video as to my views and how they are kind of changing and things like that. I think that there is something very important in that. Not to mention, you know, the dopamine hit that happens with it, the losing of testosterone, all those sort of things. And there's a lot of benefits. There's all kinds of channels, you know, pointing this out, and there's groups of people doing it. And I encourage those to attempt it, to try, you know. And again, I feel like all these sort of things are leading towards the same sort of goal. And I think at the same time, when we battle our urges for, I'll call them vices, we win, you know, because they're there, they're constant, they're present every day, whether it's lust, whether through, you know, just sexual gratification that doesn't lead towards a relationship and all this sort of stuff, and it's simply using each other or other people for our own gratification. Alcohol consumption. I haven't drank alcohol in a long time, and I thank God that I don't have the urge or the addictive sort of desire for it. And that's a hard one, because the culture definitely puts that out there, you know, but it's a poison. Granted, somebody's just mentioned that I've recently partake in cigarettes. You know, that again is a vice. At this point, it's not an addictive thing. It's more to help supplement, again, testosterone production and all that sort of stuff. And I'm gonna play with it, but at the same time, I feel like with where I'm at with my gains and all that sort of stuff, it definitely might not be important. But I just want to be transparent in that and just be truthful. Cannabis consumption, which I had done for a long period of my life and could easily do quite a bit of it. It's been over 7 months since I haven't, and honestly, I used to think when I would do it that it would help in certain ways, let's say when you're sore and all this sort of stuff, but I realized that's really kind of just a mental thing. I don't want to degrade cannabis to a degree. I think that there are benefits to it and stuff like that, but I also think that based off of how it's grown, consumption of it, why it's being consumed, all this sort of stuff, there's other factors that come into play for sure. And personality types too. I think for certain personality types, it's probably not the best thing, but I really can't judge on it just because it had been a big part of my life for a long period of my life. Food, obviously, taking away certain things, certain pleasures, sugar, carbs. I love carbs. I'm an endomorph by my nature. You know, we have the endomorph, mesomorph, ectomorph. I put on weight easily. You know, I can pack on a fat pretty quickly, and I love carbs. You know, I'm half Mexican, Italian, and Armenian, so throw some rice in front of me, some potatoes, pasta, all that, all bread. I can put it back for sure. But again, in this effort to be in control, have discipline of, and omit certain things that are very much pleasurable, I'm realizing actually that it's really nice. Like, the body's pretty amazing. It's quite a miracle on what it can do with very little. And to allow it to utilize just natural things that can occur within the body, whether it be through the endocrine system and all this sort of stuff. So it's neat. Again, it's a trial thing. I've had decades now of doing athletic things, being at certain weights and abilities to do physical things, and I am very fortunate. I feel very grateful, very blessed to not have a lot of issues. I've had many friends that have had throughout their sporting careers and stuff like that who've had terrible injuries and things like that, and I really am sympathetic and even empathetic to those that are at a point in their life where they've had enough damage done to where to be able to do certain physical things is either impossible or very difficult and all of that. So I do understand that, and I do realize that. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that, and again, felt really good today to be able to accomplish some things strength-wise. That was good. Tomorrow I look forward to a good jump rope session, probably do a half an hour. With maybe no bag work. I'll probably just focus tomorrow just on jump rope. And because the other day I did, last week I did 45 minutes. Although on Fridays I do legs, and so I don't want to beat my legs up too much because jumping rope for over a half an hour, for me at least, will, I think, kind of degrade the ability that I'll have the following day to do my leg exercise, my leg day and stuff like that. But I'm at a point right now where 15-20 minutes is not too much of a challenge for sure. So I might just do a half an hour tomorrow, and maybe some bag work. I get so sweaty though, it's crazy. Like I try to do bag work and I'm just like slipping and sliding all over the place. I almost have to just do that at the beginning. I only put so much time. I just leave little puddles on the floor, and I don't want to injure myself, by any means. So either way, I just wanted to touch base on that. Looking forward to this following week. Looking forward to these 1 meal a days that I'm doing. Really high protein, I'd say probably moderate fat, and very minimalistic carbs. Yesterday, I had 6 eggs, a little bit of beef, and some bone broth, and then no sugar added yogurt. I did put some coconut, some young coconut meat in it without any of the water, which I do. I love coconut water. I love exotic fruits and all that sort of stuff. And there's a lot of amazing things here to consume that are really good for you in general and all that. But I really want to kind of just test this, be strict. I'll say 90%. I know like real hardcore carnivores and stuff like that, they just basically just straight up eat. They don't even incorporate, any other sort of avocados or nuts or any of that sort of stuff. I'm not having avocados and nuts and all that, and I love all that stuff. But with that said, I just had some coconuts that I had extracted the water weeks out, and I put in the freezer, and so I just kind of scooped that out to get that sort of that good fat, some of the other vitamins and things like that come from it, and some cacao nibs, just straight up cacao nibs. I also have some powder, 100% powdered chocolate. Again, very minimalistic on the carbs. Oh, another thing I'm doing too, I almost forgot, pickle juice. So drinking pickle juice, and I love pickles, and I think personally I will probably just incorporate a pickle here or there on some of these days, like when I'm eating primarily my meat. There are very little carbs in pickles, and I think the benefits that you can get from pickles, anything that's fermented, is good for you. Plus, all of the vitamins that you can get out of pickles and pickle juice and all that sort of stuff. So again, I'll say I'm 90% carnivore at this point. But I'm already kind of noticing it. I even got at the gym, I even got a nice compliment. People were saying they already kind of noticed me leaning out. And I'm definitely feeling that. So all of that is on the right track. All of that is good. And I wish you guys the best. Much love, and I'll talk to you soon.